Welcome back, everyone. LanceScurvX here. I just want to say one thing. I am not shocked at anything that I see happening in this world right now. Anything and everything is possible. Take a listen to this clip from a gentleman from the Netherlands and what he's saying about the Netherlands. Just listen to this.
This is an emergency SOS call from the Netherlands. All hope is lost. Please save us. I'm calling on the international community to do something about the extreme disease that is in charge of the Netherlands. Just tonight, our parliament discussed a new law that will allow two men to donate DNA material to create a joint embryo out of two men, meaning a child born of two men. And will also allow a single person to mate with themselves to produce a self-fertilized egg and then create a child with only one biological parent. This comes after the Netherlands legalized gay marriage, after we had the first gay prime minister, after we invented the Dutch protocol, which is an unscientific, unproven way of castrating a man and then giving him a fake vagina with tissue from out of his ass. I'm not kidding about that. We're allowing euthanasia of children from ages 12 and up, and 16 and 17-year-olds can have themselves euthanized without their parental consent. We are also allowing, under the Groningen protocol, the euthanasia of children up to 1 year old. So if you don't like your child, you can get rid of it after it's been born. Of course, we have abortion up to birth, right? We had the world's first pedophile party taking part in our elections. My God, I can't do this anymore. I wasn't born to grow up in this Sodom and Gomorrah of the world. I am of the opinion that this country needs to be vaporized. And I hereby call...
What do you think? We're living in a science fiction world, but we're living in a very evil world where children can take their own lives, where two men can donate DNA material and create an embryo. They're pushing the gay thing there. They have a gay party there. They have a pedophile party there. You can abort your child after a year if you don't like your child. How do you not like your child? What kind of world are we living in now? I don't know. This is something far different than what I thought growing up. These people that can come out and pursue these things, they're not just crazy. Don't write it off and say they're crazy, they're mentally ill. No, they are evil because they're working against everything that the Creator put into the system. That is natural. And we're supposed to sit down and be quiet about this? If we get on these controlled social media platforms, we're snuffed out if we go against it, pretty much. It goes deeper than this, and this is a spiritual battle, but you cannot tell me that this world, and I'm going to say it this way, is what you can say it whichever way you want to say it, but you can't tell me this world is not infested with demonic entities. It always has been, but I have my theory, which I feel is my personal fact, that demons more so were released on the earth once they were successful with CERN. And that's spelled C-E-R-N. Research it. I'm just spouting off right now. But once that happened, it seems everything increased even more so. And this AI, artificial intelligence, I'm going to borrow a line that I heard from a woman say it on another video. I lost the video. I was going to save it and put it up. But she called it not artificial intelligence, but alien intelligence. With all of this technology that we have now, with all of the knowledge that we have now to better the world for people who need it, people who need medical procedures, people who are dying with illnesses, the money that Donald Trump is spending on a war that could be used to help people with the technology that we have, the world at war and against each other because of greed, the things that are piped out into the minds of our children to keep them warped and going in directions that they shouldn't even be going into. Yes, I'm going to say it that way. It's not a matter of free choice. There's certain things that they don't need to be seeing. There's certain things that they don't need to be encouraged to partake in. There's more push for those things than there are the righteous things. What happened to family? You want to make it where you can have two men have a child. That goes with that other stuff, right? You can make it where you can have one man self-procreate. Are those children, or those entities coming out of that union, will they possess a soul? Right? To me, far beyond what we know when we hear these things leaked out, far beyond it now, there are things that they're doing that we have no knowledge of. If we can hear this, and they're pushing laws for things like this, and they're actually doing these things, what about finding a cure for cancer? You want to focus your energies on making it where two men can have a child? What is that all about? That's evil. You want to make it where children, teenagers can unalive themselves without their parents' consent? Even if the parents gave them consent, why would they want to do this? They say there are reasons for this, that they have this extreme illness and suffering and all of this like that. But these laws, like we're ordering pizza. No, I don't like that child. She doesn't have blue eyes. Let's just get rid of her. Let's have another one. I don't understand it. What happened to love? What happened to emotion? What happened to caring? What happened to using our resources to make the world better? You know how many homeless people are out here in the world? And I know more about America because I'm from America, and I'm hearing the statistics from America, and the money that Donald Trump is spending on this war after a time could eradicate homelessness. Free school, free college, even though many people don't believe in college anymore, but free education to have a quality life, to have a better brain that knows a little bit more. We can have that, but you want to spend on war because of greed. A lot of these leaders, they're already set for life, and they approve these things. And many of us who are foolish and straight stupid run after it. But yet black people can't receive reparations. Not that they're going to do good if they got it, because they got to get their heads straight. It's just right now, so much confusion going on in the world. What we need to do is focus on our own values, remain steadfast in that, and don't fall off course. Don't feel powerless with all of this stuff being thrown around. If these demons want to go and do what it is that they want to do, you let them go ahead and do it, as long as you don't affect me with that foolishness. They're messing up our food. They're messing up our air. They're messing up our water. They're messing up the world, playing God beside God. They will never be God. Yes, I'm sorry. I said God, and I'm not sorry. I don't have to go through all of this. There is a supreme being, and there's a way that we have to live, and there's an order on this earth, and people are afraid to say it. We have to be quiet now. With these Sodomites, Sodom and Gomorrah, we have to be quiet, and we can't say anything because they have rights. They don't have universal rights. They can have that in man's law. But as far as the universe and creation, there are no rights. There's no way made for them. And so many of us get up on these social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and we talk about coming to the motherland and promoting this foolishness. Why? You're not happy doing what you're doing behind closed doors in your own bedroom? Why must it spread? Why don't we, since you want your rights, and of course I'm not bashing, my fists are here, I'm not bashing you. If I was to bash you with my fist, you'd be in trouble. I'm speaking my mind. Many people want rights to do all of this crazy foolishness. right? Well, let's pick a part of the world. Let's pick a nice big island somewhere and give it to them. Give it to them where they all can go and partake and indulge and have fun. They can fly all the colorful flags all they want to and do what they do. And in one generation, they'll be gone because you can't procreate doing that. Women with women, men with men, whatever. And why am I saying this? Because it's sick. Because one thing comes, there's something else that comes behind it. Get mad if you want, but ride with me. Listen to this part. There was a push from many decades ago with this stuff that's already been going on, but legally it's there. Why are we hearing more about pedophilia? Why are we hearing more about those? Where people can interfere with a child. Why are we trying to push certain agendas on the children in the name of having a choice and knowing who you are at a young age? Because in that lifestyle, you will die after one generation because you're not procreating. So you've got to brainwash the children, infiltrate the laws to make it where you push this stuff on the children so you can have new recruits. And with the new recruits, what are you going to do? Oh, I just educated you on that, but you sit there and you do what you do. No, because you want to put your finger and dip it in the cake mix, so to say. You know when you have a big bowl and your mother making the cake and whipping it up by hand and she's scraping everything out and there's a little bit left and you want to get the bowl and take your finger and eat the cake mix. They want to recruit. And the thing after that, you're going to hear, if you haven't heard already, bestiality. More and more decadent, and they want to push this stuff. Why not give real education? Why not uplift the human family? Why not submit to the righteous laws of the Creator and let's live wonderfully? If what they are suggesting is so good, why are there so many wars? Why are there so many murders? Why is there so much killing? Why is there so much poverty with all of the riches and resources in the world? Why do we have these things, but these people are stepping over that and wanting to get into some decadence that doesn't make any sense? I don't know what kind of world that I'm living in. I thought the world was going to be a lot better with every advancement and in every area of expertise with human beings, that we'd be better off. We were better off decades ago. Now these kind of people that were lurking with their demonic desires are coming out and facilitating and helping to push along these things that are against all things righteous. And where are you, pastors? Huh? Where are you in the religious communities? You're not speaking up about these things because you're going to lose your ability to be a pastor or a preacher under man's law. You're still under man's law. You better break away from that and stop being the punks that you are, because you got these secret handshake groups and you got these different orders that are over you that will not allow you to do what you say you want to do legally, because you won't be able to do it. So they got you by the balls all kind of ways. I don't understand it. I'm not even complaining about it. I'm not bitching about it like I'm helpless. No, I'm telling you what we have to do is make a movement. And we're not scared, but a silent movement where we reject this stuff. When we go back to having our families, teaching our families, feeding our families, of course we have to work along with the system to earn our money for now until we get off the grid. If you're really serious about changing your world, you're going to have to get out of this world and this world order, because they're going to bring it to you at your doorstep. The substances that they're going to want to put in your body and corral you off and keep you from traveling by having a digital passport that you can't travel if you don't take the substances, if you know what I mean. Now all of this is working in tandem together to squeeze us in. And those of us who have values and have a high moral level and standard of living, we're going to have to go to war with these people. Are you going to submit and just bow down? Are you going to say this stuff is right? I'm going to research this stuff more. In the Netherlands, there's a pedo party. Did they get together as people who do things to children? Organized? I spoke about that before. You have social media platforms that have ways of allowing those people to communicate with each other. You have the dark web. That's the wild, wild west. What's going on there? You use crypto to pay for things down there. A lot of materials being shared of things that shouldn't involve children. I'm trying to say it between the lines, even though I said a lot already. But what's the next level when these things can come out? And we're creating humans, engineered, GMO human beings. The laws are going to change. Everything is going to change behind all of this. But one thing that's not going to change is the law of the Creator. That's all I have to say. And I'm all for that. And I will fight, because nobody is going to come in my household and tell me what to do. Nobody is going to tell me how I'm supposed to live when they did not give me the breath of life. And now you better start getting up your conviction and realizing what we're involved in this world, and to protect our youth. If this is the kind of stuff that our younger children are going to be hearing about and becoming normalized, they're going to be numb to it. It won't shock them no more. So we have to come with our values and teach it even strong, because we have our children's minds before the world gets to them. And that's why they want to get to them young, but we have them from birth. We have to school them and protect them, because this is a wicked world that we're in out here. The Creator's world is wonderful and beautiful, and I understand that, but they are envious of that. They want to be your God. They want to dictate their sub-values on you. They want to dictate their decadence on you, their Sodom and Gomorrah lifestyles on you. This is not pretty. This is not good. This is not just. Why can't people say that? Why are we afraid to say it? Why do we sit still? Doesn't mean you have to go out with a bullhorn. We got to be strategic with this thing. But they're forming laws. See, this might be the Netherlands now, but it's going to be other parts of the world, and they're heavy on pushing stuff in Africa. Leave Africa alone. Africa doesn't want to be bothered with all of this stuff. Why is that the push? You find that many of us are moving here. We're living well. We don't have to be bothered with the stuff of the West, but they want to deliver that mess because they don't want us living wholesome. They already have a grip on the economy from the leaders that are selling the people out. Well, God dog, can't we live a peaceful life the way the Creator meant it to be? Everything you buy, you'll disagree with me. You buy a car, you buy a radio, you buy an appliance, a washing machine, a dryer, a blender. Guess what? It all comes with instructions. You don't go home with your new appliance and make up your own instructions. It's not going to work right. And I'm telling you, let them do what they want to do, because it's not going to work right. The Creator of us gave us instructions on how to live. And it's a natural order. All that other stuff is unnatural. Get mad for me saying it? I don't care. Like I said, I'm not complaining. I know what I'm going to do. And we need to know how we're going to empower ourselves to keep raising righteous children, to have righteous grandchildren, healthy, productive, and not having our morale compromised. That's what it's all about. So let's put this in our head, that we're not taking a step back. We need to band together, have these discussions, and realize what's coming at us, so we can be strong and we can secure our families and we can protect our families and our sisters and our children and each other. That's what it's all about. Our nation is global. It's not just relegated to one little country. They're coming at us no matter where we are on the planet. And we have to be ready to fight back. Let me know what you think. LanceScurv out. On to the next one. I love you all who submit to righteousness. Peace. Oh, salute to my brothers Much love to my sisters. Thank you for listening. On to the next one.